This week we did art inspired by your cousins. Not all of your cousins. You guys have 17 amazing cousins. And
17.
So many cousins. Yeah, Family Madrigal, she's singing about how many people in the family. Oh my gosh, you win.
17.
So here is the cousin who lives the closest and is closest in age to you, and this is Sean. He was in our video when we went camping. Well, I say camping, but we were, clearly we were not in the wilderness. But we weren't in our house, and it was a campground, technically, so...
Out of all of my 17 cousins, he's probably the one that I'm closest with.
Yeah, you guys are buds.
Yeah.
You guys grew up together. And he's been very local, so.
Yep.
And in the pandemic, you guys game together constantly, so
Yep.
You get to stay in close contact. So for Christmas, I had Tyler draw a design for a t-shirt because you know him best.
And I decided, those t-shirts that are like, there's a bunch of characters from this one show or something, and then it's all of the characters on one t-shirt.
Exploding out of center.
Yeah, I did that, except for it's all of him in video game form.
His gamer personas.
Yeah.
So you didn't screen record for the first chunk, but you screen recorded for your little Among Us character. But I love the one, your central figure is him.
Yep.
In his green hoodie. Looks like he's been through some stuff. But I love how he turned out. So good.
And I've got his Minecraft character, him, and his Among Us character.
Yep.
And then I did this little paint splotch thing and some glowy to the Master Sword.
Yeah, it's a lot of chaos, which is very appropriate for Sean.
And there it is.
I love it. And he loved it.
Yeah.
He put it on immediately.
Yep.
So this was from our haunted house video back in October of 2020. It was a guild collaboration, so we had a lot of different artists, and Sean drew a toast monster. We loved this toast monster. We thought he was great. And so you drew your own toaster monster in the next guild collaboration where we did squiggles.
Yeah.
Sam drew the squiggle and you drew the toaster. And so I decided, since we love the Toast Monster so much, that I'd do a second t-shirt design for Sean using the Toast Monster and the toaster monster that it inspired. It's so funny to me because we all love the Toast Monster and Sean just doesn't. He just doesn't care. But he got a t-shirt anyway. He was like, oh yeah, this guy. I don't understand why you guys love this guy so much. What? He's amazing, that's why. His stripy legs. Such good shapes. He's got good shapes.
And he's just cool, dude.
So I made them like they're crime-fighting duo on the rooftops of the town. They're just getting ready to fight crime and save the day up there on the rooftop. He's good stuff. He's got good stuff with him, too, because there's like a toaster down there, and he has the Walkman.
And a knife.
So I chose some colors for him. He was black and white, and I chose some colors for him in the original video. So I matched the colors that I had used. Hopefully Sean likes those colors. He's got green. Green's Sean's fave. But I just kind of wanted him to be sort of muted versions of some fun colors. And then I built the city behind them and lit it up. And then it was the weirdest t-shirt design I've ever done. But don't they just look so epic? You're toast, so it says on the building. And I put some butter on his butter knife. So once they were designed, then we printed them on the t-shirt transfer paper and then cut them out, and then you iron them on. We've done this before on the channel. This is nothing new, but then you get glorious t-shirty goodness. And then we also printed some out on Shrinky Dink paper, some shrink plastic. You can get blank shrink plastic for inkjet printers, and then you just print things on them and bake them in the oven, and they get all shriveledy and scary for a second, and then they flatten out, and they end up being about a third of their original size. After they bake, I take them out of the oven, I stick them on a flat surface and put a flat thing on top of them because they always have still a little teeny bit of curl. Once they're cooled down, this time I decided, because we have UV resin now, I decided to experiment with some UV resin on them. They ended up looking like those puffy stickers with the clear bubble. You know what I'm talking about? That's what they look like to me. But we made little keychains. So we've got Sam's sock mermaid that she made for Marnie, and of course our logo mascot, Terry the Tortoise. This was cheap shrink plastic, so it's got a little texture on the side, and it didn't necessarily shrink evenly, but you know, they're cute. So these are some of our other very local cousins.
Mm-hmm.
It's Little Man and Little Lady. And they were also in one of our videos way back. This was the second video we ever posted. This was before we were actually live, when we were only showing videos to family. So it's pretty rough. But we did a little video where everybody turned into sock puppets. So you guys were sitting at a table and you were talking about sprinklers, because that at the time was what Little Man was obsessed with and all he wanted to talk about. So we talked about sprinklers, and then you turned into puppets, and the puppets talked about sprinklers some more. And so Sam took inspiration from that old video. And what'd you do?
I do Little Man and Little Lady playing in the sprinklers
With their sock, what would that be? Sock.
with their sock.
Versions.
What happened there?
I colored it on the wrong layers, so I had to.
Oh, that was the selection?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. And then you had to select it, and why did it shrink?
because I shrunk it down because I was
'Cause
trying
it
to
was-
delete it.
Oh.
I was trying to make it disappear.
I was watching the screen recording, and I was like, what is happening? Why? Why would that happen? All right, so then you did shading and highlights, and then you used the magical grass brush and
Yeah.
the magical cloud brush.
Yeah.
Love. I love it. You've gotten so good at making use of all the tools in Procreate. I'm so impressed. I love it. It turned out amazing.